Good day, warm welcome to this Power Boost meditation. Wonderful that you could join. And today we are going to explore this idea of saturation point. Already sounds heavy, doesn't it? Saturation point. Now, I have looked up the definition, this technical definition of saturation point. You can see how it feels for you. It is the stage beyond which no more of something can be absorbed or accepted. That's the definition for saturation point. Shall we end there or shall we go on? Are you saturated? So it is a stage. We often think of this in terms of matter, water, chemical reactions, but I think it's very relevant to living beings, to ourselves as souls, as spiritual beings. Even some will share in this online community, there's so many benefits. There's such a sense of connectivity. But again, it's very self-monitored. So it might be that I'm here for way too long and I'm still sitting here and listening to things, but I'm not taking anything more in because I've reached the saturation point. So even though things are coming at me, I'm actually not taking any benefit. I'm not absorbing it. This can, of course, relate to many aspects, how much we eat, or in terms of skill sets, learning a new skill. It has to be at a certain pace. Otherwise, I might feel overwhelmed, saturated. So there's two ideas around saturation point. One, obviously, is to be very sensitive to that for the self. What pace do I need to work at to really absorb, take benefit from what I'm exposing myself to, which leads to the second point. What am I exposing myself to? What do I want to be saturated with? So to make sure both quality and quantity, what am I filling up on? And at what pace can I do that to check that I'm still taking benefit and not just becoming passive or overwhelmed? So we'll just take a taste of this. This is an ongoing thing to monitor, assess, and sort out for the self, but we'll just start to explore. So again, sitting comfortably, and always the recommendation, if possible, to experiment with eyes open in a natural way. So no tension. And one of the things we might be saturated with, at least the body, is a lot of sitting. So taking a moment to check in on the way I'm sitting so that I don't overwhelm the body. So making sure the body is comfortable, but still properly aligned, engaged. Not too much pressure on that lower back. And then moving my focus to that place behind the forehead, that powerful space known as my inner world. It is the space that's closest to me, the soul. This is really my inner kingdom. The space of thoughts and feelings, attitudes, perspectives, vision, memories. All the powerful stuff that shapes how I experience the outer world. It's very unique to each of us. And it is a spiritual or non-physical world. But it does exist. That is, it does have an impact on me. And ideally, I have an impact on it. I have some mastery over my inner world? What is shaping, coloring, forming, and informing the state of my inner world? We tend to look to a lot of information outside, can even become saturated to the point of overwhelmed, taking in information from outside. But information from the physical world, from physical sources, can never really be truly of the highest benefit for shaping the quality of my inner, non-physical world. What do I want to color and shape my inner world, to saturate on? It may have to come from inside, going inwards rather than outwards, and may even have to come from going beyond, upwards, cross-temporally, cross-culturally. We have referred to this being called the divine, this benevolent being who is the expert on all that is non-physical or spiritual. Connecting to that source of divinity, that divine being, and becoming saturated on what I receive from that one might be the best influence on my inner world. I experiment now knowing it might take time. From going inward, coming to just a point, just the self, no other attachments or strings hanging off, just the self, me, the being, free just for the moment of thinking about any roles or relationships or possessions or tasks or timelines, all of that paraphernalia of my physical day-to-day life. Just for the moment, I give myself permission to let it go until all that's left is me, the point. I, the soul, pure living being. Feels very light, as if I've become a point of light. That's all. Free from the gravity of day-to-day life. So naturally, there's this feeling in that lightness of going upwards. This point of being that is me, moving upwards beyond everything physical. My awareness moving more and more into stillness, simplicity, quiet, silence, as if I've arrived in a space that is so rich in deep peace, deep contentment, true silence, no sound, of anything temporal. Just this perfect peace wrapping around me. I am a pearl of peace in an ocean of peace. I've arrived in the realm of that divine being, the one who is ever calm, ever light, ever free, ever benevolent. And if I am quiet and patient, eventually I will feel my mind being touched by the thoughts, feelings, and vibrations of that divine being. The meeting of one peaceful soul with another, and receiving so much peace from that divine being, soaking it up as if I've been thirsty for just this one thing that I could never find in the physical realm. Swallowing a whole ocean of peace from the divine into the cell. My mind an unlimited space, soaking it all up. I am becoming a point that is saturated in peace from the divine. Such a deep sense of well-being flooding through the cell. No worries, no concerns, no fears, no tension, just peace until I become a saturated point. Reaching my saturation point for now. I will return again and again to this divine meeting of peace with peace, and will find my saturation point keeps increasing, able to take more and more into the cell. And the result, when I return downwards into the awareness of this physical world and start to express outwards, there will only be peace. It's all I'm saturated in, bringing that ocean of peace downwards and outwards. And this will become the rhythm of my life, inwards and upwards, reaching that saturation point, and then downwards and outwards, saturating everything I connect with that peace. Om Shanti.